Hi, and welcome to Learn Piano in Your Car, episode 34. Today I'm going to help you consider whether you should buy a digital or an acoustic piano or keyboard. And first of all, let me tell you, it would be easy for me to say you should buy a Steinway piano or a Roland keyboard. But that's not very realistic. There are loads of really good options out there for you, but really it's going to boil down to your personal preference and your budget. But I can tell you what to look out for. So the attributes that you must get, I believe, are essential. Whatever you buy must be touch sensitive or have weighted keys. That's the part of the kit that allows you to play loud or soft. And in my view, if you're learning to play piano properly, you need to be able to put dynamics into your playing. The dynamics is the volume. So you might want to start really loud and taper off to play more quietly. You have to have touch sensitive or weighted keys to have that ability to express yourself. So that's essential. Also essential, the notes on the keyboard or piano must be full size. And by that I mean you can't, as an adult, learn to play with a kid's toy keyboard. Just forget that straight away. So make sure the notes, the individual notes, are full size. The next essential thing, in my view, you need a sustain pedal, but listen to this. You need a sustain pedal, but I don't want you to use it until you've been playing for 2 or 3 years probably. So you might start with one piece of kit and move on to another, I guess. But a sustain pedal is needed later on, but it's not necessary at the beginning. But we're building in sustainability here. Then there are things for you to think about that are specific to you. Do you need to be able to put headphones in it? Where do you live? Who are your neighbours? How close are your neighbours? What time will you be practicing? You might need to consider having headphones, and then that puts you down different route. And many keyboards have headphone possibilities, but not so many pianos do. So therefore you're looking for an electric piano, I guess. You then also need to think about the size of it. I suggest 88 keys is essential to me, but many people get by with 61. I think that's another standard size. So 61 keys is acceptable. And then you might need to think about the make. I would probably not buy anything other than a Roland, a Yamaha, or a Kawai. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Kawai. Those are 3 really good makes that I have personally experience of using. But if you look on Amazon, there are now loads of other makes, and I can't vouch for any of them. But the price points of some of them might be more achievable for people. The other option is to look on Facebook Marketplace and go for a second-hand Roland, Yamaha or Kawai. You might be able to get them that way. Use ChatGPT actually as a comparison. It's pretty good at being able to tell you what to avoid and what to go for, and you can utilize that to your best advantage. You need a stand. Some keyboards don't have like cases and cabinets, they don't come in a case, so you would need a stand. And some keyboards don't have built-in speakers, so you might need an amplifier to plug in. So those are things for you to think about. I've got a guide, but I'm sure you can get, there'll be loads of guides on Google. If you searched, or even on AI, you should be able to get a list of essential qualities, characteristics for acoustic and digital pianos and keyboards. And what else do you need to think about? Obviously space. I mean, if you can afford a baby grand piano, then I would just say go for that. If you can afford it and you've got the space for it. But there's a little story behind that, because I actually have a baby grand piano, because we used to have a small hotel and that piano was in that hotel, fitted beautifully in the dining room, and then after that we bought a townhouse and I put the piano in storage, and the townhouse has got plenty of room in it, so I asked the removal team to come and move my baby grand in, and they couldn't fit it up the staircase. And so I had to face the prospect of selling it, but I actually just found it a new place to reside temporarily. But yeah, be careful. So you need to think about that as well. That's the other extreme of the spectrum, obviously, because not everybody can go straight to having a baby grand or a grand piano. But there's lots of options. I hope I've been able to help you with that. Also, when you get your piano, you need to think about the seat. Ideally, you need an adjustable seat, which is why an actual piano stool is the best idea, because they're adjustable, because you need to be able to, obviously everyone's a different height, and if you've got a keyboard which has got an adjustable stand, that's great, you can move the stand if you can't move the seat. But most keyboards and pianos, the height of the actual keyboard is not adjustable, so you need to be able to adjust something, so you need to be able to adjust the seat. And you want a seat that doesn't have a back on it ideally, and definitely a seat that does not have arms on it, because the arms on the seat get in the way of your elbows, but we're going into all sorts of different things there. But anyway, I hope that's been useful. If you've got any questions, it's info@themusicroom.org.uk. I'm Carol Brotherston. I truly hope you have a wonderful day.